Let's go ahead and make this assembly of the standing desk. You will probably already have a tab that says assembly. You can just use that tab. I've already done that, made multiple assemblies, so I'm going to create an assembly using the plus sign. So create assembly, insert, and here's the things that I want to put in there. So I want to put in the leg, and I want to put in, okay, let me left click here, and yeah, I'll do that, and I'm going to fix that right there. Put in another leg here. Let's put in a brace. Let's put in a desktop right here, and that should do it. All right. Before we start, I like to orient my parts roughly in the orientation that they're going to go into the assembly in. So I'm going to grab the brace and I'm going to turn it 90 degrees, and I can either try to eyeball it or I can just start to turn it and then put in 90 degrees. So that's going to be the orientation of the brace, and the desk is going to go in the other way. So let me click on it and then start to rotate it here, and I'm going to put in 180 degrees to turn that around like so. Although, let me not do that. Let's try that, see if it works. And we don't have to do that. Okay, so this guy is fixed, and what I want to do now is attach the desktop to this leg. Now this little slot is going to go into this slot, and so I'm going to come in here, and this is, you got to be careful. This is a pretty powerful tool to make assemblies, but it's a little tricky if we don't do it all the time and get used to it. So I'm going to zoom up, and I'm going to put a fastened mate right in the upper left hand corner of this little slot here. So there's my little thingy that appears. So I'm going to first go to the face here, then I'm going to move over up and click right there. So I've got the blue axis, which is the z-axis, going out and toward the direction that the desktop's going to come in. So I'm going to click there, and yeah, I think I got it. Now I'm going to back out. Now it's this slot here that's going to fit in there. So I did the upper left there. So okay, this is kind of where I should have probably turned this around, because now I'm having a little difficulty visualizing how this is going to go together, but I think it's going to be the upper right. So you might want to orient this the way it's going to go into the assembly at the beginning, like I was about to. Okay, so I'll click there, and then I'll left click here. It disappears because presumably it is now fastened, and you can see that that did not work. Okay, so I can change like that, and again that didn't work. So you can see that there are pitfalls. So I am going to orient it the way that it should go in, and turns out that that's probably a better way to do it. So let's come in here. Again, I'm going to come in and zoom up and click fastened mate, go into this little face here, upper left, left click, and then over to here, and upper left is going to be that's going to be the upper right one in here as I turn it around. So I'm going to come over here, come in there, move over to here, left click, and shift 7. Okay, I think that's got it, so I'm going to accept that. All right, so there we go. And now I am going to do the same thing with the right leg, being careful to get my bearings here. So let's come in here and put a fastened mate. I'm going to come in here, over and up, upper left part of that slot just like before, and then I'm going to, whoops, be careful, turn it around, zoom in here, and choose the upper right part of that, and Shift 7, and I'm going to accept that, and I think I got it. Okay, now I'm going to put the brace in to this slot over here, and the way I'm going to do that is as follows. I'm going to zoom up to this slot, click the Fastened Mate button, come over here, and in the front or the upper right part of this little opening here, it's kind of tricky. Maybe I'll just do it this way. Well, that's not what I want to do. Yeah, there we go. So I want the blue arrow to point out in the upper right part of that slot. So left click, back out a bit, move over, lean down the scroll wheel, and then come over here, zoom in to make sure you get the one you want. The one you intend to, and I want that. There we go. I want that blue to be coming out perpendicular to that face. So I left click, Shift 7, put it in isometric view, and you can see that I think I've got it right, but I want to offset that by an amount that it turns out it's 3.5 inches. So I can put 3.5 in there in tab, but actually it looks like I want minus 3.5. So I'll hit tab, there it goes. Let me accept that, and then Shift 7. If I look at it from the front, you can see that it's equally placed on the brace, and I think that is what I want to create. Thanks for watching.